Hello and welcome to a very special channel, Awake from the Slumber. A channel like no other. A channel that says it as it is. A channel that equips you with biblical facts. My name is Robert Onsando. Today in my tray, as I welcome you into celebrating together our weekly Sabbath, I have a very, very special topic. And this is all about the calendar. If I go to your house today, I'll find a calendar. Whatever that you want to do, you must use your calendar. You must follow it to the letter. Many times people have had challenges because of using this calendar wrongly, or not even using it, because there are those who even forget flipping the new months as we move from one month to another. Instead of using July, you find yourself, you're still in June. In fact, one friend of mine missed a flight because he used a wrong calendar. So a calendar is a guide. Many people calculate their years using a calendar when you were born. That's why many people celebrate their birthdays. Many people go ahead and, have various ceremonies and festivals. Every country has days that they celebrate, like the Independence Day, Jamhuri Day. You all use a calendar. But again, my question has always been, where did the calendar that we are using originate from? Is it the same calendar that was given in the Bible during creation? Because I want to believe that God during creation shared his calendar, what he wanted people to understand about the days and years and even hours. Was there confusion in between? Because what we are using is Gregorian calendar. And Gregorian calendar was started or established by a man known as Pope Gregory in 1582. Why did he decide to change the calendar? He may have had a reason to do that. So today, as we navigate through, I would want us to go into the Bible and try to understand the type of calendar that God used, or whether, again, it is important or necessary for us to have a different calendar other than the calendar that the whole world is using. Because it's like the Gregorian calendar has been accepted, except a few countries. Like Ethiopia, they don't use the Gregorian calendar. Do we have a calendar that is so special that for us to use during the various festivals, especially the biblical festivals, the ones that God himself instituted? For example, we have the Lord's Passover. Which calendar are we supposed to use to get the correct date when the Lord's Passover is supposed to be undertaken? That is the reason why I saw it fit for us to share with you and navigate through the various verses to understand what God wants us to know. Probably this is the time that God wanted you to know some of the things that you've never known. So I would love to welcome you. Sit back, enjoy as you listen, but remember you must pick a pen and write some of the verses so that it may be easier for you to share this with other people. But again, share the link with as many people as you can. Happy Sabbath, my brother and sister, and welcome to a presentation that I did 1 year ago. I hope it's going to make a difference to your life. Welcome. Welcome. My name is Robert Onsando. Once more, I'm here to present a very special program, Snares of the Devil. Today, I have a very interesting topic about the calendar. You've been using the calendar, everybody uses the calendar each and every other day. But probably ask yourself, which type of calendar are you using? Who is the initiator of the calendar that you are using? Is it a biblical calendar? Is it a calendar that was started by man for his own reasons? We are going to get all the answers from the Bible. Because again, just the same way as Jesus used to answer his questions, it is written. It is written means you have to go down to the Bible and get all answers. Let's be like the Bereans. You know the Bereans, what they used to do? Even when they've been preached to and taught, they again went back to study and prove all things, whether whatever they were taught was true or false. And today I want to welcome you into that journey. And you will not be the same again after today's Bible study. I want us to start off by sharing one very important thing. Our God is a God of order. And that's what Paul told us in 1 Corinthians 14:33. And I will read. This is what it says, 1 Corinthians 14:33. For God is not the author of confusion, but of peace, and as in all churches of the saints. He is not a God of confusion. He is orderly. Whatever he does, he plans it to the letter. And how did he start by planning that to the letter? He started it during creation. What did he do in Genesis 1:14? When he was creating, he was quite orderly, and he knew that he had to put in order everything that he did. 1 Corinthians 14. I want to read Genesis 1:14. This is what it says. And God said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons, for days and years. So God did all this just to divide the days, the years, the months. And I would want to confirm this from the Bible. How he started off his creation. Number one, I want to confirm that a day has 12 hours. And it is biblical. In John 11, verse 9, I want to read that so that we know that a day must have 12 days. Because even during the creation, you know, where they were standing and doing the creation, the earth was divided. It was divided half-half. Half night, half day. And this is what it says in 11 verse 9. Jesus answered, are there not 12 hours in a day? If a man walk in the day, he stumbleth not, because he seeth the light of this day. So the Bible is clear that the day has 12 hours. The day is supposed to have 12 hours. What about the week? The week is as clear as each one of you know it, because we have 1 week, creation week. And in Genesis, Genesis 2:1, Genesis 2:1, because we want to confirm these things, and nobody should have any doubt about it. This is what it says. The heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. And on the seventh day ended his work which he had made, and he rested on the seventh day. So he created whatever he wanted to create in 6 days, and on the seventh day he rested. Why? Because he had finished all his creation. So we only have 7 days in a week. 7 days in a week where we have a day with 12 hours, night 12 hours. That is clear. If you want further confirmation, we can go to Exodus 20. That is in the commandments, Exodus 20, and verses 11. Exodus 20 verses 11, I think, will help us understand this further. He says, "For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea and all that in them is, and rested on the 7th day." What did he do? He worked, everything that he did was in 6 days. Then on the 7th day he rested. What does that tell you? We have 6 days in a week. Why I'm doing this, I'm just confirming to you that God was doing everything in order. And he created a day to have 12 hours, a night 12 hours. A week must have 7 days. And he has done it. Then let's go to the month, because that's also very important. And this is where there's a lot of confusion. You'll be surprised to find that the calendar you are using probably may be having days in a month that are more than what is in the Bible. But let's begin by confirming one thing. What we are confirming with you is, where did the month come from? Because again, when he was creating, he did not talk about month, remember. He talked about seasons, days, and year. What about the month? Let's read 1 Kings 4:7. 1 Kings 4:7. What does he say in 1 Kings 4:7? This is what he said. "And Solomon had 12 officers over all Israel, which provided victuals for the king and his household. Each man his month in a year made provision." Each man, he had 12. Listen to this. Let me repeat this. "And Solomon had 12 officers over Israel, which provided victuals for the king and his household. Each man his month in a year made provision." So there was 12, and each man was given his month that he was to provide the supplies for 1 year. So 1 year has 12 months. We can further confirm that in the book of Chronicles. First Chronicles, I want to go to First Chronicles 27 verse 1. First Chronicles 27 verse 1. Listen to this again. "Now the children of Israel, after their number, to wit, the chief fathers and captains of thousands and hundreds, and their officers that served the king in any matter of the courses, which came in and went out month by month, throughout all the months of the year." So there was month by month throughout the year. "Of every course were 24,000. That's not very important to me in our teaching today. What is important is we had month after month for 1 year. Then when they start the first month, I just want to go to the last month. The last month is in the same chapter. Then we'll read verse, verse 15. What does verse 15 say? "The 12th captain for the 12th month was Heldai and Netopathet of Othniel, and in his course were 24 and 4,000. So the confirmation is we are the 12th month. We do not have the 13th month going down, because 12 months make 1 year. What have we known now? 1, a day has 12 hours from John 11:9. A week has 7 days from creation. A month, we want to know, has how many days? Because, again, we know 1 year has 12 months from what we've just seen. But let's now try to establish how many days a month has. How are we going to establish this? We are going to establish this from Genesis. Let's get back to the book of Genesis 7. And I want you to get your pen and paper ready, because we are going to do some maths. I know many people do not love mathematics, Many people even abscond mathematics classes. And mathematics is everywhere. Even in the Bible, there is mathematics. So today, we are going to do some arithmetic here. Get your pen and paper together, and if you need a calculator, you can still get it. If you think that you are not very good in doing this calculation, because it will give you something that probably you've never discovered. And that is in Genesis 7, verse 11. I want us to read, and this is during the floods, Noah's time. This is what it says. In the 600th year of Noah's life, in the second month, the 17th day of the month, the same day were all the fountains of the great deep broken. Listen, it was on the second month. And on the 17th day, when the fountains were were like opened and water started streaming. When was that? Second month, 17th day. Let's go ahead and read. So there were floods. Then let's go to Genesis 8. I would want us to start from 2. From 2. The fountains also of the deep and the windows of heaven were stopped, and the rain from heaven was restrained. Verse 3. And the waters returned from the earth continually. After closing the taps, let me use the term taps, of the rains, then what happened? The waters returned from the earth continually. And after the end of 150 days, now write down this, 150 days. I hope you wrote down 17th of the second month. Now, I want you to write down 150 days again. So at the end of 150 days, the waters were abated. Let's go ahead to verse 4. And the ark rested in the 7th month, on the 17th day of the month. Are you seeing something there, my brother and sister? We are talking about now the 7th month. But it is exactly the same date, 17th. Remember, it was 17th of the second month. Again, this is 17th, but the 7th month. And that is when, upon the mountains of Ararat, and that is where the ark rested. Now, I want you to, how many months are those? If you calculate from the 17th of the second month to 17th of the 7th month, those are 5 months. Those are exactly 5 months. How many days are we talking? How many days are we talking about? Total. We are talking about a total of 150 days. If you went to a mathematics class, can you divide 150? Is it 150 over 5, over 7, over 5 months? Yes. What do you get? You get 30 days. What does that tell you? Each month had 30 days. And that is the calculation that we've gotten here. The Bible does not cheat. The Bible says the truth, always, because this is God's breath. So what we have is every day a month was supposed to have exactly 30 days from this expression that we have had. So a day has 12 hours. A night has 12 hours. A week has 7 days.
A month has 30 days, and a year has 12 months. And that is the calendar. Again, I can confirm this further to you, because probably there are those who would think that 30 days, no, that was... I can confirm this. Let me confirm this, because of when Aaron died, normally what used to happen, we had what we call a mourning period. Mourning period was given to all Israelites. And let's see how many days they mourned for Aaron, the brother of Moses. And this is in the book of Numbers, 20:29. Numbers 20:29. I want us to go slowly, because it's very important for you to understand these things. God had set everything in order. And as you know, that God does not change like man. What God says stands, because he does not make a mistake. God, Numbers 20:29, this is what it says. And when all the congregation saw that Aaron was dead, when they confirmed that truly Aaron is dead, they mourned for Aaron 30 days. How many days did they mourn for Aaron? 30 days. What are we talking about 30 days? That is a month. They did not talk about 31 days or 29 days. The Bible tells us 30 days. Probably you may say that it is only Aaron and that is the only case that we are told. No. Let's get back again and see what about Moses, because they also mourned. Let's go to the book of Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy also talks about something here. Deuteronomy 34:8. Deuteronomy 34 is the last verse, and 8. And the children of Israel wept for Moses in the plains of Moab 30 days. How many days did they mourn? 30 days. Is that not enough confirmation? What else do you want? 30 days mourning for Aaron, 30 days mourning for Moses. And what happens next? We now aware that we have a month was supposed to comprise of 30 days. Now, where did we go wrong? Where did everything start changing? That is what we need to know. But even before that, do you know what? God confirmed to Aaron, same Aaron and Moses at one point. What did he tell them? He told them in Exodus 12, I would want us to read Exodus 12:1 and 2. Exodus 12, Exodus 12, verse 1 and 2. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, This month shall be unto you the beginning of months. There is something going on here, and I would want you to listen carefully. God is ordering Aaron and Moses to go and tell the Israelites. And what he told them, that this month shall be the beginning of the months. And it shall be the first month of the year. Which month is that? Which month are we talking about? Because God is being very categorical here. He's saying this month. When somebody tells you this month, he is particular. There is a specific month he's talking about. And that month shall be the first month of the year. A year of 12 months. Let's go ahead and understand which month this is. Verse 3, Speak unto all the congregation of Israel, saying, In the 10th day of this month. Again, in the 10th month of this month. We just want to establish which month this is. So, in the 10th day of this month, they shall take to them every man a lamb according to the house of their fathers, and a lamb and house. And if the household be too little for the lamb, let him and his neighbors next unto his house take it according to the number of souls, every man according to his eating. What are we talking about here? We are talking about the Passover. Verse 5 says, your lamb shall be without blemish. Of course, this was just to be specific. And ye shall keep it up until the 14th day of the same month. 14th day. You know, they were to do this, they were to get the lamb on the 10th day. And instructions were offered. Then something would happen on the 14th day. And this is what the Bible says. And the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening. This lamb shall be killed in the evening. For the best reason that you know that this shall be the Passover of the Lord. I just want to cut it short because of my time. We are talking about the Passover of the Lord. Which month is this? They are talking about this month, and it shall be the Lord's Passover. Then 13, same chapter, same Exodus. Let's go to 13:4. What does it say? This day, the same day that they were having their lamb sacrificed. This day came ye out in the month Abib. This month is going to be called Abib. We are referring to a month known as Abib. Abib, you know, some of these are Greek terms. Some of them you realize we have Abib and Nisan. Nisan, we have the Babylonians, you know, the way they used to call their months. But they're just specifying which month we are talking about. He's saying it was Abib. And if you read Esther, Esther talks about Esther 3:7. What does Esther 3:7 say? Esther 3:7 talks about something here. 3:7. Esther 3 is saying, in the first month, that is the month of Nisan. In the first month, that is the month of Nisan. So there is a Nisan here and there is a Abib. It all depends on which, you know, where they came from. Because one was a Babylonian term, that's how they used to refer the days, and the other one was the Hebrew. So you will easily differentiate, but they are talking about the same month. That is the first month. So what the Bible tells us, the first month is Abib or Nisan. And I want to give you an assignment today. Very simple assignment. Google. Go to Google and it will give you an answer. Which month is equivalent? Which month is, you know, agrees with this month? And you'll be surprised that it is the month of March, April, to the Gregorian calendar. So what we are talking about here is the first month is supposed to be Abib or Nisan, which is March, April, which is the Gregorian calendar. Now, what happened? What changed the whole thing? Daniel 7:25. I want to go very fast now because my time is almost over. Daniel 7:25 says this. Daniel 7:25. 7:25. Yes, this is what it's saying. And he shall speak great words against the Most High. Who is this? The devil, or the devil's agent, will speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws. That is what I wanted. And think to change times and laws. There are people who wanted to change times and laws. And they have done the same. Why? Because the current calendar we are using is not the biblical calendar. We have a calendar that is completely different. How different is the calendar that we are using now? Because the calendar we are using is the Gregorian calendar. And who was this Gregory? Gregory was Pope Gregory. You can Google this as well, and you'll get that this was a Catholic Pope. And when was this? This was in 1582. That is when he changed. From where did he change this? From the Julian calendar. Julian calendar was from 47 AD. Then we have this one. It was actually not AD BC. Then we have this current one, that is 1582, Gregorian calendar. What have they changed? They have changed several things. One, the calendar that we are using, the day starts at midnight. Who talked about midnight? The Bible is clear. It was evening and morning. When God was creating the world, the day ended in the evening and another day started at the same time. But what is happening now? It is at midnight. That's the first confusion. The second confusion is even the counting of hours. It will say 7 a.m. 7 a.m. in my community, 7 a.m., you'll say saa moja. Saa moja is 1. That is in Swahili. So we have confused our students and pupils in school because we beat them to call 7 1. That is the confusion that has been created. What about the numbering of days? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. This is all Greek and Roman. Some of the days have been named according to the gods, and some have been named according to the stars. And the sun, like from the sun, and the moon from the moon. This is the confusion that has been brought. And we must be very careful and get back to the roots. The calendar we are using is a confused calendar. That is why we cannot get the true days when God wants us to celebrate the feasts. For example, if you go to Leviticus 23, we have the appointed feasts of the Lord. And we must be very careful on how we get the days. People celebrate January as Happy New Year. January is not the first month. I can give a confirmation for that. And if we had more time, and probably we'll have more time in future, I will confirm to you that December was named after Decagon. Decagon is, these are the sides. These are 10 sides, meaning 10. It was supposed to be the 10th month. But it was pushed down. Look at November. November is nano is 9. So what we are talking about here is we have a confused calendar. And these are the snares of the devil, just to confuse man, to use the wrong calendar in worshiping God. I would want to share with you more, but get on our website, please, cgi.org. For more information, we'll be ready to support you.